Under a bright blue sky, a building stands tall. She savors her ice cream on the couch while he types on his laptop, sunlight warming the cozy room. He blushes, watching her lick an ice cream cone, both caught in a playful moment. She closes her eyes, blushing as she enjoys her ice cream, the taste lingering. His eyes dart sideways, a tear glistening as his cheeks flush with emotion. She teases him with a coy smile while he blushes and looks away. He stammers nervously, sweating as he denies her teasing accusation, staring at the floor. She leans in with a flirty grin, making him cover his flushed face in embarrassment. He bolts away, red-faced and sweating, as she calls after him to clean up his mess. She gazes forward with sparkling eyes, her suggestive smile hinting he is excited. She smiles at him as he turns away, sweating and blushing on the couch. He goes to the washroom and looks distressed, feeling pinned down, his face flushed as he questions his choices. A few days earlier, his story begins. She laughs, amused he doesn't see her as a woman. He gazes downward somberly, the weight of his new reality settling in. He and another man hold hands across a table, sharing comfort in a brightly lit room. They clasp hands tightly, the warm light reflecting their quiet connection. He stares at his father's framed photo, memories of abandonment swirling in his mind. Memories begin to flow as he stands solemnly in a suit. They discuss his new role as landlord, the room warm with framed pictures on the walls. He reviews a document, stunned to learn he now owns the entire building. At dusk, the man shows him the building his father gave him. The older man smiles, assuring him the tenants are informed about the new landlord. They stand together at dusk, one thanking the other for their support. He shields his eyes from the sun, the warm sky glowing with possibility. He hesitates at the door, suitcase in hand, recalling the code to unlock it. His finger taps the keypad. She asked if he spoke, but he suggested another round, dodging her. He admires the spacious kitchen, sunlight streaming in, eager to settle in. He shuts the door, his expression softening as he takes in his new surroundings. A message from a friend pops up, asking where he is, with a dog's snarling profile picture. He checks his phone in the doorway, the suitcase waiting as he replies. He texts that he is coming. He grabs his suitcase, ready to unpack and start his new chapter. Suddenly, his phone buzzed loudly, startling them both in the tense car. Anticipation. The elevator dings, its display flashing as the doors prepare to open. Outside, a girl waits with her suitcase as the elevator doors slide open. She stands in the doorway, surprised, clutching her suitcase as she faces him. He blushes, looking at his phone, startled to see her standing before him. He gapes at her, wondering if the pretty girl is his new neighbor. He shakes his head, brushing off his flustered thoughts with a sigh. The vibrant street glows at dusk, signs for cafes and pubs lighting up the night. At the bar, his friend pours a drink, sheepishly downplaying his new landlord status. His friend teases him loudly, raising a glass in the dimly lit bar. In the past, she asked if his film was out. His friend jokes about renting to struggling girls, making him blush. The man with glasses laughs, imagining a tenant who can't pay rent. She frowns at the door, wondering why he isn't responding. He eats casually while the other frets over tenant troubles, frustrated. His friend grins, suggesting a bold tenant might approach him first. His heart races as he imagines a tenant calling him landlord with a flirty heart. In his mind, she looks distressed, offering help but hinting at rent complications. His friend gags, horrified at the thought of him as a landlord. After a while, outside the coffee shop, he looks down while his friend holds a cigarette packet. The neon-lit street buzzes as his friend mentions a reunion tomorrow. They stand silently, the weight of the reunion hanging between them. He refuses to go, his friend watching him with concern. He admits how school made him feel invisible, his voice heavy. His friend urges him to attend, hinting at single women and his landlord status. His friend reveals his first love, Min Hee-ju, will be at the reunion, shocking him. His heart pounds as he pictures her, his first love, at the reunion. His friend insists he attend. He panics, hoping it isn't true. She explained a notary's advice to watch the heir to protect her share. He grumbled, annoyed that the will wasn't notarized, complicating everything. He notices a light already on, puzzled as he stands indoors. He announces he is home, staring at unfamiliar shoes on the floor. He freezes, spotting women's sneakers, his mind racing with questions. He stands shocked in the doorway, seeing the girl unpacking a suitcase. She looks up, startled, as she packs her suitcase in the warm room. His face flushes with sudden realization, his heart thumping loudly. He remembers what his friend said in the coffee shop. He sweats profusely, flustered and stammering as his heart pounds. He apologizes loudly and leaves. He huffs heavily, sweat dripping as the moment overwhelms him. He leans against the door, heart thumping, questioning who she is. Then he remembers her from the morning in the elevator. He blushes intensely, realizing the new tenant is in his home, confused. She leans from the doorway, curiously asking if he is Choi. He stands confused, his face flushed, unsure of what is happening. Later, she sits on the sofa, absorbed in her phone, while he looks away, stunned. He looks troubled, learning she is the daughter of his father's mistress. She explains co-inheritance calmly, holding her phone with confidence. His distress is clear as she speaks softly. He remembers his father. She stares at her phone, repeating the shocking truth about their shared inheritance. He reels, grappling with the idea of sharing his father's legacy with her, scratching his head as frustration mounts. He questions whether her story is true. She sits calmly on the couch while he sighs, running a hand through his hair. She holds up her phone, flashing a photo of 3 smiling faces as proof. The photo shows her with his father, confirming her claims with shock. He stares at the phone, sweating and stunned to see his father's image, panicking as he doubts the photo's authenticity. He questions the photo's truth, sweating as he holds the phone tightly. She mentions a notarized will, sitting confidently as he listens, stunned. Then she proposes splitting the inheritance, her words firm and legal. He nods reluctantly, agreeing as she speaks from the couch. She stresses their lack of blood ties, explaining the law as he listens. He scratches his head, baffled by the strange legal twist of fate. He thinks the girl is shameless. He sighs, asking her to leave for now, his patience wearing thin. She asks why she should leave. She insists the house is shared, her words shocking him as she sits firmly. She claims a room, rising boldly as he protests in shock. She drags her suitcase, ignoring his objections as he sits stunned. He peeks nervously, his cheeks flushed, heart racing with uncertainty. Later at night, he lies in bed, lost in thought. He lies in bed, staring at his phone, lost in thought under the dark covers. A glossary explains notarized wills, detailing their legal weight. A forum post questions inheritance for a mistress's child, sparking his worry. A lawyer's post confirms the will's validity, deepening his distress. He lies in bed, reeling from the reality of the inheritance news. He hugs his pillow, urging himself to sleep before the reunion. Later in the morning, he lies awake, sunlight streaming in. A door swings open with a beep, light spilling into the quiet kitchen. He peeks nervously from the doorway, blushing at what he sees. She laughs loudly, her cheeks flushed. She sits lost in thought while he sweats, watching her from the side. The door shuts firmly. He sits frustrated, unsure of the building's layout and her bold presence. A message startles him, his heart racing as he sits by the closed door. His friend asks if he is coming to the reunion. He promises to rethink the reunion, his gaze heavy with doubt. The lively street glows with neon signs, the cafe buzzing with life. At the reunion, friends clink glasses, their chatter filling the lively bar with warmth. They toast joyfully, the table filled with drinks and shared laughter. The group drinks and eats, their chatter echoing in the cozy restaurant. He reminisces fondly, sipping his drink, praising the girl's timeless beauty. A friend grins, adjusting his glasses, complimenting their unchanged looks. They tease him for his old habits, laughing over drinks at the table. He laughs off an insult, joking that one hasn't stayed pretty. He roars with laughter, beer in hand, ignoring the angry reaction. She snaps at him, calling his words outdated as others look on. He raises his mug, urging everyone to enjoy the reunion's warmth. He calls for a toast, wishing for more friends at the next gathering. Someone taps a phone under the table, texting in the lively bar. The table buzzes with chatter, though he sits quietly, withdrawn. He smiles at his phone, enjoying the reunion's familiar faces. He points eagerly, urging a friend to check his phone. He texts to ask if his first love, Hee-ju, is coming. He looks down, worried, as the news sinks in silently. A message reveals she is at her in-laws, disappointing the group. He reads the message, his face falling as he learns she isn't coming. He stares at his phone, stunned to hear about her in-laws. He processes the news of her marriage, his heart sinking as he reads. He taps his phone frantically, shocked by the marriage news. He grips her thigh, suggesting she leave if she doubts his intentions. A message confirms her marriage to his rival, leaving him stunned. Tears well as he processes her marriage to that man, his heart breaking. The group video calls her, asking if she is really with her in-laws. She waves on the call, laughing off their teasing about her marriage. He blushes, watching her unchanged beauty on the phone screen. They ask about her husband, joking about an affair as she explains. Someone scolds him for crude talk, frustration rising at the table. Meanwhile, outside a glowing building, the stairs light up as voices echo, someone urging quiet on the phone. It is Hee-ju's husband with another girl talking on the phone. They wish he would have joined, missing him at the reunion. She smirks, her pink-tinged hair glowing under dim lights, teasing him about his lies. He blushes, insisting his feelings are true for Hee-ju. Her purple eyes sparkle as they continue their secret workout session. Meanwhile, after the reunion, he lights a cigarette, grimacing at the awful situation. He coughs harshly as his friend scolds him for wasting a cigarette he can't handle. He smokes, muttering that nothing has changed. He apologizes, regretting that he dragged him out, cigarette smoke curling around him. He slumps, devastated, unable to believe she is with that man. Tears streak his face as he curses her choice, his heart breaking. They smoke, one shrugging that girls still love him, urging him to move on. He comforts his friend, arms around him, promising better days. After a while, he grins, announcing Choi's arrival, mentioning that Hee-ju is looking for him. He laughs, saying she hasn't changed, joking she could pass for single. A voice notes they look like celebrities from afar, dazzling the crowd. She smiles at the compliment, her beauty shining brighter each day. He questions if they only bought cigarettes, eyeing them suspiciously at the bar. He blushes, startled by the accusation. She scolds him for nonsense while another asks when they'll leave the bar. He sips his beer as Choi approaches him. He smiles, recognizing an old friend, greeting him warmly at the bar. He grins slyly, asking how his old friend has been doing. He glares at him. She holds her beer, clarifying his identity to the confused group. He flushes, gripping his drink, upset by their mocking tone. They tease him for being forgotten, apologizing as he blushes in embarrassment. They reassure him, urging the group to stop embarrassing him. A girl grins, admitting she remembers Park Da-hum correctly, sparking curiosity. She calls Park her friend, insisting she'd never forget his name. His eyes tear up, embarrassed by the attention at the noisy table. That guy teases if he had a secret relationship with Yuna, making him spit out his drink in shock. They laugh at his reaction, teasing if he likes her, urging silence. He slumps, devastated by Hee-ju's marriage, wanting to flee the reunion. He gapes in shock, noticing Yuna under the table. The table erupts in chaos as he reaches down, stunned by the moment. They laugh at the table, unaware of his distress as the chaos continues. He stammers in disbelief, shocked by the scene unfolding before him. He grips the bar, flustered, denying he might be mistaken. His eyes widen in shock, sweating as he realizes Yuna forgot something to wear. He starts thinking about what could be the reason. Choi offers help, startling him as he blushes between her legs. He recoils in pain, shocked as her arm swings, food flying across the table. He stammers excitedly that he got it. She sips her drink as someone checks on Da-hum to see if he is okay. Da-hum assures them nothing is wrong. Yuna grins with chopsticks in hand, brushing off concern with a cheerful smile. He drinks deeply, his face flushed. That sunglass-wearing friend grins, teasing about his red face. They tease that his obvious crush is Yuna, his face burning as he denies it weakly. She sips her beer, curiously asking what Da-hum has been up to lately. He stammers, caught off guard by her question, clutching his mug tightly. He sweats, unsure whether to admit he is now a landlord. She grimaces at her food, comparing their humble lives with gratitude. She brags about Gobong's car showroom job, offering deals with a grin. Gobong gestures wildly, saying he is trying to make a living as Yuna's phone starts to ring. Her phone slips from her clutch, tumbling toward the floor. The phone scatters across the tiles, clattering loudly as it falls. She glances back, purse in hand, noticing the phone on the floor. She touches her forehead, dizzy, as someone asks if her phone is okay. He freezes, heart pounding, worried her skirt might reveal too much. He panics, realizing others might notice her lack of clothing. They start looking at her. He gasps, tongue out, overwhelmed by the shocking sight before him. Da-hum yells and flips the table as liquid splashes, food flying in the chaos. She clutches her phone, startled, exclaiming at the sudden commotion. He smiles nervously, sweating as he faces his friend, words faltering. He blurts out that he owns a building, his face flushed with shock. The table erupts in surprise, staring as he reveals his new status. The playground sits quiet under the night sky, city lights glowing warmly. Later, he hunches on the bench, upset, as his friend teases about flipping the table. His friend laughs, amused that he admitted his wealth so boldly. He hides his face, unsure why he caused such a scene, overwhelmed. His friend pats his back, praising the chaos and the crowd's reaction. At the reunion, everyone gaped, stunned that he owns such an expensive building. His friend smokes, noting how others' attitudes shifted with his wealth. He mumbles, blushing, still reeling from the underwear revelation, the crowd's reaction. The towering apartment building glows against the starry night sky. Yuna is on a call with Choi, inviting her over since Hee-ju is away. He wants to see Yuna after drinking. Yuna says she does workouts only when she wants to. Choi stays silent. He smirks, amazed at Daham's sudden rise to landlord. She asks if he is jealous. She frowns, noting his jerkish behavior after flipping the table. She looks down sadly, realizing Daham saw something he shouldn't have. He slumps on the park bench, hiding his face while his friend smokes. Suddenly, a girl texts her joy at their meeting, hoping to see Daham again soon. Someone invites him to join their lively group chat. Gobong texts a cheeky request to visit his home. His friend smirks, arms around him, teasing about his newfound popularity. Smoking, he boasts that owning the building made everyone notice him. But Daham snaps, insisting he doesn't need their attention, his voice firm. He sighs, overwhelmed as old classmates suddenly flood his phone with messages. His friend exhales smoke, suggesting Hee-ju would see him differently if she had come. He flinches, defending her honor, startled by the accusation about her character. He looks down, flushed, grappling with the reality of her being married. His friend's cigarette sizzles as he demands another drink at his place. His eyes gleamed with hesitation, softly asking if they should go. Then he remembers the girl at his home. He waves off his friend, flustered, citing a guest at his place tonight. His friend raises an eyebrow, surprised to hear about a guest. Meanwhile, at a building, lights glow softly. He stands in the doorway, grumbling about his workout urges after drinking too much. Hee-ju smiles at him, greeting him warmly as he steps into the bedroom. He stands stunned, asking when she arrived, expecting her tomorrow. She applies makeup, explaining her early return as a newlywed, asking about the reunion. She smiles, touching her cheek, happy to hear the reunion went well. He leans over her on the bed, the warm lamp casting a soft glow. He suggests they skip washing up tonight. She pushes back playfully, insisting he wash up, her expression hesitant. She pleads softly, not ready yet, asking him to slow down before they start their workout. She reaches out, worried about their lease, her mother's concerns echoing. He snaps, annoyed, as she ruins the mood with talk of practicalities. He spreads his arms, promising to handle the high rent with loans. She smiles shyly, planning to check with more real estate agents. He apologizes, regretting that his failed business made her suffer. She smiles warmly, feeling his love as his hand caresses her face. She leans forward, eager to hear about the reunion, noting Yuna's dead phone. She leans close, shocked to hear about the table-flipping incident at the reunion. Her eyes widen, surprised to learn he attended the reunion. He smiles, amazed to share that Daham has become a landlord. He leans back, frustrated for not thinking of it sooner, lost in thought. Their eyes lock, his intense gaze suggesting a place they could escape to. They sit quietly on a bench under a glowing street lamp. He gapes, sweating, stunned to hear about a co-inheritor, his friend's voice sharp. He clutches his forehead, stress mounting as the shocking news sinks in. His friend presses on, revealing the mistress's daughter claims half the estate. He slumps, denying any relation to her, insisting she is a stranger. He sits in silence, glasses glinting, lost in troubled thoughts. His friend urges him to confront her at home, but he hesitates, flustered. His friend shouts, warning she might be a gold digger, anger flaring. He freezes, eyes wide, reeling at the thought of her being a gold digger. Meanwhile, Choi suggests Hee-ju get close with Daham. She sighs, tears falling, admitting she hasn't spoken to him in years. After some arguing, she nods, agreeing to reach out to him, their faces close and flushed. Daham and his friend enter the building. He shakes his head firmly, rejecting the idea in the dim parking garage. His friend gasps, amazed he lives in such a pricey neighborhood. He frowns, warning his friend that confronting her is a bad idea. His friend scoffs, questioning why she'd enter a stranger's home so boldly. In the hallway, his friend accuses her of scheming, seeing him as an easy mark. His friend points angrily, labeling her a gold digger. Suddenly, she appears, They stand frozen on the street, stunned to see her. His face flushes with shock, unable to believe who stands before them. He stammers, questioning if it is really her, his face red with surprise. She frowns, confused, as they backtrack, denying the gold digger claim. He sweats, nervously calling her a golden flower to cover his mistake. She invites him inside to talk, his voice shaky as he agrees. He promises to call tomorrow, walking away as he clenches his fist in frustration. He stares, blushing, struck by her stunning beauty. Inside the room, she rummages in the fridge as he sits nervously, piecing it all together. He sweats, anxious, wondering why she lingers on the gold digger comment. She sips her drink, dressed casually, swallowing her nerves. His eyes widened, worried whether she is really a gold digger. She calls out to him. She leans back, suggesting safety rules for living together, her tone firm. He blinks, surprised, as she mentions safety rules over drinks. She teases, warning that living together could spark trouble, her smile playful. She lists dangers like spying or worse, making him squirm uncomfortably. He protests, stung by her words, insisting he isn't a criminal. She smirks, sipping her drink, noting men always start as gentlemen. He tears up, determined not to seem weak, her sarcasm stinging. He snaps, denying any attraction, urging her not to be delusional. She grins, holding her beer, teasing that everyone claims innocence at first. She warns that men eventually lose control, her tone cool and knowing. He winces, hurt by her harsh insult, then calls her ugly. He says he will never be excited to see her. He grips her thigh, suggesting she leave if she doubts his intentions. A cherub pats his head, praising his resolve as he looks away, nervous. Suddenly, she stands up. He leans back, heart racing, as she leans toward him with purpose. She grins confidently, proposing a daring bet. His eyes widened, shocked by her bold challenge, sweat beading on his face. In the kitchen, she teases him about living together, doubting his claim of indifference. She grins slyly, proposing a bold bet as he sweats nervously. He gapes, flustered, asking what kind of bet she means. Her finger presses his neck, his strained smile betraying his unease. She grabs his neck, warning he'll leave if he ever feels excited by her. She points at his chest, threatening eviction if he breaks their deal, asking what kind of bet she means. Her finger presses his neck, his strained smile, but he agrees to the bet but warns she'll leave if nothing happens in a month. She seals the deal with a confident smile in the cozy kitchen. The building glows at dusk as she presses him to confirm their agreement. Her pencil scribbles slowly, drafting their unusual agreement on paper. They sign the memorandum, binding their bet over the inheritance split. He storms off, her trailing behind, the air tense with their new pact. She clutches the paper, teary, upset over the unexpected bet they made. She remembers that he called her ugly. She crumpled the paper on the bed, her expression set with determination. He mutters at his desk, denying her looks could sway him, gripping the document. He stares down silently, blushing, the weight of their bet sinking in. Later, he peeks nervously from the door, his face flushed with anxious thoughts. She lounges on the couch, reading, unaware of his watchful gaze. He panics, urging his wandering thoughts away as she stretches nearby. Then he goes outside. Snacks pile up as the cashier demands payment, breaking his tense focus. He stands frozen, lost in thought. At home, she peels a banana seductively. He admits to avoiding her for days, hoping to dodge temptation. He bites into his burger, fuming that the situation feels unfair. He eats alone, grumbling about hiding in his own house like a fugitive. He chews nervously, insisting he can avoid her without losing control. It is a sunny morning. She licks her ice cream as he works quietly, the room calm but tense. He glances over, pensive as she savors her ice cream, unaware of his stare. She licks her ice cream slowly. His eyes widen, sweat beading as he watches her lick the ice cream. She teases him about his reaction, smirking as he chokes in embarrassment. He hunches over his laptop, denying any excitement, sweat dripping heavily. She leans closer, urging him to look, as he hides his face in shame. He flees, red-faced, as she scolds him to clean up his mess. She smiles slyly, asking if he knows when he is excited, testing him. He clenches his fist, insisting it won't happen, her calm gaze unnerving. He twitches in the bathroom, questioning if the bet was a mistake. He panics, realizing the situation is already dangerously tempting. He confesses the bet to his friend, explaining the risky deal. His friend scolds him for agreeing to such a foolish bet. He texts back, defending his choice as the best option despite the risk. He frets over her beauty and actions, tapping his phone nervously. He stares at his phone, debating whether to back out of the bet. His friend texts suggesting the bet might have been a smart move. His friend urges him to prove he can resist her, leaving him stunned. He sits at his desk, sweating as his friend pushes him to follow through. His friend texts asking if he has workout videos to test his resolve. His hand hovers over the mouse, ready to click into a risky folder. He clicks the folder, his heart racing with anticipation. His friend instructs him to exhaust himself with videos to win the bet. He hesitates, sweating, unsure if following his friend's advice is safe. In his head, she turns as he stands in the doorway, tension crackling between them. She gasps, demanding he leave, her panicked eyes wide with fear. He smirks in the doorway, taunting her that he doesn't want to work out after seeing her. She clutches the bathtub's edge, horrified by his disgraceful display. His face flushes, sweat beading as he reels from a daring thought. He sits at his desk, phone in hand, briefly convinced it is a good idea. He stares at his screen, frustrated, arguing she crossed the line first. His friend challenges him to act or risk losing the house to her. He gapes at his phone, shocked by the suggestion to resolve it quickly. He questions how he could possibly pull it off, stunned. In his mind, she frowns on the couch, asking him to cover up as he scratches himself. He grins, insisting he doesn't want to work out, trying to prove her wrong. She looks troubled, silently processing his bold display. He asks if he is winning the bet, but she says it hasn't been a month yet. She recoils on the couch, shocked as he stands exposed before her. Her eyes tear up as he brazenly suggests something scandalous. He smirks, pushing her to test his resolve, tying it to their bet. He leans back, suggesting she try something bolder to test him further. She flushes, embarrassed, as he teases her about taking the challenge. He sits distressed, shaking his head, doubting the path he is on. His friend texts a stern reminder. One mistake, and he'll lose the house. He clutches his head, cursing the bet as his screen glows brightly. She laughs on the bed, munching snacks, amused by his predicament. Her phone buzzes, warning her internet data plan is gone at a critical moment. She sits up on the bed, annoyed that her phone has been using mobile data. She stares at her phone, realizing she burned through her data unknowingly. Her eyes widen, grasping she's been using mobile data all along. She stands in front of Daham's room. Her hand knocks softly on the door, breaking the quiet tension. She calls out, startled, as her knocks echo unanswered. He sits at his glowing desk, suitcase nearby, ignoring the commotion. She frowns at the door, wondering why he isn't responding. He clutches his stomach, panicking, unsure if he locked the door. His fingers frantically hit Windows plus L, locking the screen in a rush. She peeks nervously around the doorway, her voice trembling. She stands confused, arms crossed, wondering if he left the house. She crawls toward the router, hunting for the Wi-Fi password. He catches her crawling, demanding to know what she is doing. He stammers, claiming he was meditating, hiding his embarrassment. She finds the Wi-Fi password, both mortified by the awkward moment. She urges him to continue meditating, unaware he is hiding his screen. Suddenly, she gasps, clutching her shoulder. He kneels, flustered, setting rules to keep their private lives separate. He grips his pocket tightly, trying to act natural despite his nerves. He urges her to leave, red-faced, as she sits shyly on the floor. He slumps, insisting he didn't mean to see anything, urging calm. She teases, noticing his reaction, her eyes glinting with mischief. He turns away, heart pounding, as she asks him to face her. He turns away, heart pounding, denying her claim with a shocked gasp. She stares, teary-eyed, accusing him of noticing her watermelon. She hugs herself tightly, shivering, as he stands frozen, urging control. She grins widely as she looks down. He gasps, sweating, fearing their bed is spiraling to an end. He watches her crawl, wondering if she misunderstood male anatomy. He shouts, denying any reaction. He fumbles, insisting it was just a normal male trait. She sits thoughtfully, convinced by his explanation, her cheeks flushed. Then he explains that it's not what she thinks, despite their bet. After that, he suggests another method for her to judge. She touches him, causing him to bolt upright. Then she blushes, thinking about the new method of judgment. He snaps, heart racing, insisting she stop imagining his excitement. She kneels down to check. He gapes, shocked by her bold request, heart pounding wildly. She reaches out, insisting it is the only way to confirm. His eyes widened, sweating, doubting she'd actually touch him. She gasps, feeling it after a slight touch, her face flushed with shock. He bolts away, claiming a phone call to escape the tension. Then he sighs in relief, shooing her away after the close call.